Matter of fact, let's just start off with the first subject. CJ McCollum. Matter of fact, John, tell the story about Mr. CJ McCollum was asked a question about his new teammate and what happened. Give us the story. Give us the scenario.
This is what I've read, right? So CJ McCollum obviously joined the Pelicans now, and he was asked in an interview his thoughts about Zion Williamson, the injury when he's come back, all that stuff, and he said, "I don't know. I ain't seen him. I ain't heard from him, and like I'll figure out when we talk." And he didn't come across like vindictive or nothing. He's just saying these are the facts. Like I ain't met the dude or talked to him yet, but as soon as I do, I'll let you know. You know, and then it went to media and all that stuff. And then JJ Redick, a former teammate who he's been trying to, like he's got a good podcast and also he's trying to pitch his broadcast career and all that stuff. And kudos to him. But like at the same time, this crossed the line where like, all right, I have now gone full gear into my broad, right? Like Charles Barkley, Richard Sherman, right? I'm gonna start attacking people in my own league.
Question. So do you think that was his whole plot to begin with?
Well, so I think maybe he actually felt somehow slighted by Zion. Like you listen to him talk, he says he was a detached teammate. He said he said this is a reference. He's not calling him insane, but he said he thinks this whole thing he thinks it's insane. Like insane's a little stretch. I mean, all right, guy, But he said, this is my favorite quote from this whole thing because this is how the whole thing should have gone, just disappeared and not been a story in the first place. JJ Redick said, I wrote it down. Let me make sure I get it right. Right?
Go ahead,
he said, sending a text is a basic normal behavior. Right? He said Zion could have just sent him a text like "Welcome to the team," anything. He said that's a basic normal behavior that Zion didn't have. Well, guess what? If sending a text is basic normal behavior, why didn't you send Zion a text about this and say, hey, young man, like, listen, when we get new players in our team, this is what we do. This blah blah. This dude's young. This is the first time he's had a big star come to his team. That you know what I mean. Like, this isn't like he's not out there like trying to recruit players to come to his team and all that stuff. Like JJ was telling him he needs to do and all that. So if sending a text is a basic normal behavior, hey JJ, how about you send Zion a text before you call him out on TV? That's all I've got to say about it.
That's actually a good point. I mean, I somewhat agree with you, John, just because of the fact, like you're saying, with Zion being young, he's not really. I feel like he's not really in that role of being a leader yet. I should say, like he's still trying to learn how to be a leader, and at the same time, I feel like maybe he's dealing with stuff that on his own personal time. You feel me? Like, I mean, I'm not trying to say that he can't send a text or whatever. Maybe he didn't even have his number as well. Like, how is he supposed to send a text if he maybe don't even have his number? So, I mean, he could have maybe called his agent or agent could have did whatever, how they do it or whatever. But
yeah. Try to find NBA players' numbers. I've tried. It's hard. Can't find
it. But at the end of the day, I mean, Zion, I mean, he's still learning. Like you said, John, he's still a young man. He's possibly still going through some things on his own. Like I said, with his injuries, him trying to work his way back, him being out this whole entire year. And like you said, him being a star of the Pelicans, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's weighing down on him because of the fact that he's not out there to help his guys to win. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure Zion's has a lot going on. And I'm sure that he would have loved to welcome CJ McCollum. But, I mean, it's just like I said, I mean, he's dealing with his injuries. And, I mean, he's still young, man. He's not really a leader yet. Everybody can't be a Kobe or LeBron coming out of college, high school or college to be a leader, that early. So,
yeah, two things can be true, right? Like JJ Redick can be right that he is a attached teammate, and hopefully this is a wake up call to Zion. Like, hey, I need to have my head more in the game, more in whatever, more in about my team, all that stuff, right? But you also didn't have to call him out on live TV. Like, it could have been a wake-up call for him through a text. It didn't have to be a wake-up call on live TV. And that's where I'm like, wow, JJ has gone full analyst, which, hey, that's not a bad thing. But I'm just saying he's gone full analyst, and, you know what I mean? Because once you cross that line, like Richard Sherman start attacking Matt Stafford, Charles Barkley, guys after everybody. Like, hey, that's entertaining. It's good TV. But remember, you're gonna make some enemies, and are you okay with that? Then go for it.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. He's young, man. He's still trying to figure out himself in the NBA. He ain't got, and not saying he shouldn't welcome his teammates with open arms, but maybe he's going through some things. Maybe he doesn't feel a part of the team in New Orleans because, listening to some
Yeah.
reports, he's treated differently than everybody else, like most players. So maybe he's still trying to figure out his way around the league. Maybe he didn't want to go to New Orleans anyway. We all saw that draft when he got drafted. He did not look happy. He was like, "Yeah, you're going to New Orleans. Go ahead, pack your stuff. You're staying in the South.
Enjoy Mardi Gras.
Right? Yeah. That boy got crumpets and gumbo and all that.
There are, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? Is like if you're eighth man or you're just a corner shooter, right? There are certain requirements that you don't have coming into a team like this that a Zion, a LeBron, a young KD have. And so listen, you got to figure that out, right? Like, what is the actress who went over to Britain and wanted to be a princess, and then she's like, they got all these rules. No one taught me the rules. Like, man, listen, if you want to be a princess, you got to learn rules. You know what I mean? If you just want to go live there, you ain't got to know everything, but it's different for different people, right? Like a regular average player ain't going to have the same. And so you got to figure those out, man. Because listen, with with great power comes great responsibility, whatever. Like, man,
heavy as the head that wears the crown.
Yeah, your list gets longer with the more, the fame you got and the more money you got. So,
yeah,
I think Zion. Hopefully, he learns from this and doesn't get angry, and hopefully, JJ learns to text people as well. That's my take.
Not even just being a former player. It's just certain lines you don't cross. Like, bruh, why you got to come at me like that?
Yeah, to use the words like that was saying, it was like, I mean, like, you can use all kinds of terms, but to use the terms like insane, not normal, detached, like, I guess detached isn't a bad word. That's not a strong, like, but it's a strong word, but it's not, but using the words insane and not normal is just like, all right, dude, it ain't like he's doing crazy stuff out there. It's like he just forgot to text somebody. Let's bring it down a notch.
Right. True.
I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, I mean, it's a learning process for Zion, the organization, and JJ Redick. So at the end of the day, everybody might have been wrong or whatever, been some miscues or something said wrong or whatever. But at the end of the day, just learn the process, man. Move on, man. It's not that big of a deal.
100%. And we just gonna go on, guys, to the next topic.